Happening now, a local blogger wanted by JPD. A father speaks out about a man who killed his son in a DWI accident. Sheriff Gerasi weighs in. And a Bemis man busted in a federal investigation. That's news now for Friday, September 8th, 2017.
Live and on demand from the Chautauqua Audio Works studios in downtown Jamestown. This is your source for breaking news. WNY News Now.
A community activist has filed charges against a man that she claims has been harassing her for months.
That incident apparently occurring at a Jamestown City Council meeting a few weeks ago. I'm James Reed.
And I'm Justin Gould. That's our top story. Ryan Hedrick spoke to Anna and Miguel Correa last night. He's here with more.
The kids were cuddled all snug in their beds in hopes that warmer days would soon be ahead. Oh, I remember that day like it was yesterday. In fact, it was December 12, 2016, and I was just waking up. My phone wouldn't stop going off. A firestorm of social media activity coming namely from Facebook. And the originator, Dave O'Connor, Shawcat.com owner, in response to a question asked by one of his then readers, Ana Correa, whose question was simply, how do I get help to plow my street? I can't get out. And his response included a couple of racist comments in her view. Now fast forward about 4 days later, of course, December 16th, that great day when Matt Hummel, Justin Gould, myself, Ana Correa, is joined by her husband, Miguel, on top of a parking garage a stone's throw away from our offices on the corner of 3rd and Pine. They help us christen WNY News Now. So, 10 months later, August 29th, 2017, a city council meeting, and an unassuming Ana Correa is there with a friend in the 3rd row trying to get some information, trying to educate her community about the process of city government. When Jamestown resident and Shawcat.com owner Dave O'Connor allegedly comes up to her, harasses her at some point.
This is dated August 28th. Excuse me, please. Excuse us. Folks, I have your attention, please. Thank you.
And they went about their way, but she was visibly shaken. In fact, she sent me a message saying as much. So now we learn that Dave O'Connor is a wanted man. And it stems from that night, according to Jamestown Police Chief Harry Snellings. Now, we contacted Ana Correa and Miguel Correa at their home here in Jamestown on Thursday night. Miguel says, yes, it was from that incident. And no, this is not an isolated incident.
She's been dealing ever since that, seeking for help for the cleanup of our streets. And ever since then, he just kept harassing.
Also expressed some disappointment. He says, obviously, he doesn't like anybody menacing his wife, and he doesn't like the way things turned out when she was simply trying to help her community by becoming more informed about the happenings in city government in the city of Jamestown.
But I don't know if he has some kind of issues, and with himself, which I'm not going to get into, but you start to think that he does because his behavior is so erratic at times.
Now to sum it up again, 71-year-old Dave O'Connor of 26 Ohio Street here in the city of Jamestown, wanted by the Jamestown Police, the owner of Shawcat.com, who at one time and many times has tried to hold people accountable for their actions, is a wanted man facing 2 misdemeanor charges according to Sheriff.us and confirmed by Jamestown Police Chief Harry Snellings. Reporting from the Pearl City on the corner of 2nd and Washington, I'm Ryan Hedrick, WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
O'Connor said via Facebook that he was made aware of the warrant by a friend. He also posted that he was going to turn himself in. Sure enough, O'Connor arrived to our office shortly after that, showing reporter Matt Hummel paperwork providing he appeared in court. He was released on his own recognizance according to that paperwork.
The father of a 22-year-old man that was struck and killed by a drunk driver said that there's no prison sentence that would bring his son back.
What we really want is people to stop kind of to realize what's happening. Not a day goes by that you don't see somebody picked up for DWI. It's like playing Russian roulette when you let your adult children drive, when's it going to end?
Sheriff Joe Gerasi is weighing in on the drunk driving issue today.
Sheriff Gerasi says that he spent his entire career fighting to keep drunk drivers off the street.
And I have personally pulled so many people out of vehicle wreckages and notified parents and children and other loved ones and friends of the deaths of people that should never have happened.
Gerasi says the total number of drunk driving fatalities has gone down drastically since he took office nearly 20 years ago.
Coming up, a Bemis Point man is facing state and federal drug charges. But first, here's your Skyline weather forecast.
A look at your Skyline weather forecast. Friday, partly cloudy skies early. We could see some morning rain. That'll taper off. We top out with a high near 59 degrees. Looking towards tonight, we'll see a few clouds with a slight chance of rain later on in the evening. A low near 44. Saturday, intervals of clouds and sunshine. We top out near 60. Towards Sunday for that Buffalo Bills game, it should be a nice day. Cooler though, you'll need your jacket. Will be mainly sunny with a high near 65 degrees. From the Skyline Weather Center, I'm Justin Gould. More news next.
WNY News Now is sponsored by Sound Rhythm Studio of Jamestown, partnered with Chautauqua Audio Works, offering fall lessons in Fredonia and Jamestown. Registration until September 11th. Call us today. You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
Located in the St. Elmo building in Chautauqua Institution, La Familia Restaurant is more than a restaurant.
So people love the fact that we are committed to the farm-to-table aspect in our produce and focus on sustainability with our seafood too.
La Familia has signature dishes.
Sirloin filet over on the table. Next is our Aegean chicken and cider brine pork chop.
La Familia even has a singing chef. La Familia, fine dining with a family atmosphere. Let them host your special event today. LaFamiliaCHQ.com.
A Bemis Point man who was arrested nearly a month ago trying to outrun the Chautauqua County Sheriff's Department on his motorcycle has been indicted on federal drug charges. Police say 41-year-old Gary Hanold tried to evade police by jumping off his motorcycle and ditching a bag full of meth. Because of the quantity of the Drug Enforcement Administration filed charges against Hanold. He was indicted on Thursday in a U.S. District Court in Buffalo. He's currently sitting in county jail.
A Pennsylvania man was arrested carrying nearly a half an ounce of meth. Jamestown police say 55-year-old William Dale Sr. was picked up during a traffic stop near Foote Avenue. A law enforcement source tells WNY News Now that Dale allegedly hid meth in multiple locations around the city. The same source says this is part of a larger investigation. Dale is scheduled to be arraigned in court today.
Are you guilty of distracted driving? Unfortunately, in this day and age of smartphones and other tech, it's easier than ever to lose focus while on the road. Local high school students attended a Safe Driver event yesterday at the Jamestown DMV office where they got to experience a distracted driving virtual reality simulator. Now, research shows that 7 in 10 people engage in smartphone activities while driving. Besides texting, some people are checking email, posting to social media, video chatting, and even snapping selfies. Now, Chautauqua County Clerk Larry Barmore says that it's crucial that we not only educate, but also protect our younger generations. The event was a partnership between Chautauqua County Clerk Barmore and AT&T.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
Good morning, sports fans. Well, let's take a look at what's going on in the world of sports. The Indians did it again. They won 11-2 last night against the Chicago White Sox, making that their 15th win in a row, ultimately breaking the old club record for consecutive wins at 14. That makes the Indians the first team since the 1935 Chicago Cubs to have back-to-back seasons with at least one 14-game win streak. Here's Andre Knott with Francisco Lindor after the game.
No, I just think like overall everybody's contributing. Everybody's trying to play to win. Everybody's continuing to do their thing, and the pitching staff continues to carry us.
Now on to a sad note from the Yankees organization. They reported last night that Gene the Stick Michael, the great Yankees manager and general manager of the early 90s teams, passed away yesterday due to complications from a heart attack. But the Yankees played inspired baseball last night, honoring Gene the Stick Michael, ultimately beating the Orioles 9-1. Now on to the NFL kickoff game of the week. The Kansas City Chiefs beat the defending Super Bowl champions, the New England Patriots, 42-27. For the Chiefs, Alex Smith went 28 for 35 with 368 yards passing and 4 touchdowns. And for the New England Patriots, Brady went 16 for 36 with 267 yards with 0 touchdowns. Now on to a local note. High school football continues tonight, and we will have exclusive coverage of Fredonia Westfield Brockton at Olean and Chautauqua Lake at Randolph-Frewsburg in Randolph. So be sure to tune in to End Zone Live promptly at 7 o'clock sharp tonight for all your high school football needs. From the WNY Sports Now desk, I'm Alan McElwain, and have a wonderful Friday, everybody.
The Main Landing Restaurant. Excellent service, awesome food, and a beautiful view.
Everything's made fresh here. We love to be outside, and it's nice inside if it's raining, so we have a choice.
Locals and non-locals agree that the Main Landing is quickly becoming a destination.
It's just so casual, and just the food is amazing.
I love the hamburgers.
But I really like the tuna I had.
The Main Landing Restaurant. Excellent service, awesome food, and a beautiful view.
The young cast members of Stephen King's It don't suffer from a fear of clowns, but at the movie's world premiere they shared what does frighten them. Rick Damigella has the details in the Hollywood Minute.
Disney has announced movies from its Star Wars and Marvel franchises will no longer be available on Netflix beginning in 2019. The Hollywood Reporter says the Lucasfilm and Marvel movies will join other Disney releases on its own branded streaming service planned to launch later that year.
What are you afraid of? Clowns.
They star opposite Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise the Clown, but the young cast of It aren't afraid of clowns. But what does scare them? What are you afraid of?
I am afraid of pigeons.
I don't blame you.
I'm gonna go, yeah. Go right out with it.
Simple enough.
And how about you?
I'm scared of the dark. I'm scared of monsters, demons, getting crushed, claustrophobic.
I'm scared of really small spaces, like the trash compactor and in Star Wars. Man, that would be the worst death
I'm right
ever.
there with you. And back to you.
Sewer rats. Really gross. They're big. They're hairy. Don't like them.
Hornets. Hornets terrify me.
I'm kind of afraid of failure, though. Which is horrible being an actress.
I'm working on something now, something so new that the world will never be the same.
Here's a first look at The Current War. The historical biopic about the birth of the electrical age stars Benedict Cumberbatch as Thomas Edison and Michael Shannon as George Westinghouse. The movie premieres Sunday at the Toronto Film Festival with a limited release in November and wide release in January. In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
So one thing's for sure, I'm not going to see it.
No, me either. And you know, it's weird. So many people are scared of clowns. Personally, I've never had that issue, although after seeing that movie, that might make a few changes.
Well, you know what's really funny about pop culture is last night I was watching American Horror Story. I don't know if you are
I'm familiar
a fan
with
of it, but we DVR it so then I don't have to watch the commercials. So don't tell her advertising that. But so what happened was it was about the election pretty much, and I don't want to spoil anything, but the one main character had a complete fear of clowns. And I think they were trying to compare Donald Trump to a clown. That's what I was getting out of it. Because like that sparked her fear, and then she saw clowns, and then her neighbors got murdered, and it was bloody, let me tell you. So it's like now with the movie It and this show, it's like clowns is the biggest thing of 2017.
I feel bad for people who are clowns.
Like
I mean,
really, like
they're getting a bad rep. You
right,
know?
right.
Sure, they're not all evil killers.
And then
most
also,
of them.
and then the other big thing is, James, Star Wars is leaving Netflix.
What?
Like that's so.
It's leaving Netflix.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So like
That's-
what? No more Star
no
Wars.
more Star Wars
films or
on
cartoons
Netflix.
or whatever?
Yeah,
Really?
like you can watch the Clone Wars and the Rebels series on there that they have from Disney Channel, and it's like gone. Or I think it's Cartoon Network actually, but no specifics. But I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, wow.
Like,
That's a big loss.
yeah.
Must have been some sort of behind the scenes maneuvering.
Probably.
Probably wanted the Lucho denouement.
and again, that starts in 2019, so you can still
Oh,
watch
wow,
it now.
okay.
But still, like in
Yeah.
2019, it'll be quite sad. Hey, that's it for today's show. We're back on Monday.
Yes, happy weekend, everybody. And don't forget, for News 24/7, visit WNYNews.now.com, where coverage comes first.
And be sure to tune into the End Zone show tonight. Should be a great night of football with our Al McElwain, Kyle Helis, Ryan Hedrick, and Matt Hummel on deck. So I will be watching from the comfort of our control room.
Yeah.
Have a great weekend.
Have a good weekend.
15 and 30.